going to get behind this, and Sheriff Mack is committed to not stop. So we're going to support Sheriff Mack, and we're going to stand with him until we have victory. These people need to be out of jail. They need your prayers. God bless you. Sheriff Mack, one thing you mentioned about jury nullification, because that's something so important. We could have stopped this at that point. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Well, it still disappoints me that people are not educated enough to know that when the judge is misleading them and manipulating them and taking them down a path to support a tyrannical courtroom. And so every time I see something like this, how in the world were the Hammonds found guilty? How in the world were Cox and Kettler found guilty? Americans, you've got to wake up and you've got to be educated. The judge is not your boss. He is a referee. That's it. The boss of what you do in there is you and your conscience and Almighty God. And you cannot let fellow Americans get charged like this and then you find them guilty of these ridiculous regulations and tyrannical laws. And so we have the power to stop this, and it comes down to we don't use it properly, and we have allowed a tyrant judge to take us away from truth and righteousness. And man, every time I hear that, I talk to these victims, and I said, how in the world did that happen? Well, a grand jury did this to Sam Durant. He actually challenged their jurisdiction, and he didn't answer to any of the things they were doing, and he had paperwork to show they had no jurisdiction. Well, that just ticked them off all the more, knowing that somebody's right. So they, again, this was them making an example.
We got to go to break. We'll be back after this quick 1 minute, 10-second break with your calls and Sheriff Mack. This will be turned around. Stay tuned.